clicking.
You wanna move on to video game 20 questions?
I do.
Let's do it. So this time it will be
Not using Google.
Jordan.
It is me.
So 20 questions. Video game.
Tis
edition.
I.
So he is a Nintendo fanboy, so it's probably Mario or some shit. I don't know.
Holy fuck! How'd you get?
It's just.
Which
Which Zelda is it? Which Final Fantasy is it?
So I don't think you quite understand the nature of 20 questions. You can only answer yes or no. Which Zelda is it? Yes.
Yes.
So we know it's a Zelda game.
year 2005. That's a good one, right? 2005.
Yeah, that's always a good one. Yeah.
Was it released before 2005?
Yes.
Yes. Oh fuck. Shit.
Before
it's old school.
2000.
Damn. Oh.
Maybe consoles next, because the thing is, right, this ain't going to be a PC game. This is John. This ain't going to be a PC game.
Was it?
Yeah,
was
I'm
it
thinking no.
multi-platform?
I think it's a handheld game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it
ooh.
was.
So it's not a Nintendo exclusive. Huh.
There might be, because there were multiple Nintendo platforms.
No. Multi-platform means same generation, like PS3, Xbox 360, and Wii.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
That's what I mean.
That's how I
if
see
you,
it.
no, I know, but if you have like
You're saying like
Get
say, like
3DS and Wii, or
Yeah.
GameCube and Game Boy, they're
Game Boy Advance,
two separate.
Yeah, I guess I.
They're multi-platform. That's multi-platform.
Yeah.
But we've established it isn't because Geordie was completely
But
oblivious.
is there such a thing? Like, I do know the Wii U and 3DS have like that Zelda Dynasty Warriors game, but that's pretty much the only thing I can remember that have a version on
think
both
you're right.
systems, because they're
What
so
about
different
GameCube?
systems.
Did GameCube have it? No, GameCube wouldn't have had any. Would it?
I know the Game Boy and the
Yeah, you might
GameCube
have a
can work
point.
together for certain games.
Yeah. You
For
had
or
that.
something
you might
like
have
that.
a point.
You had to use a Game Boy as a controller for the Four Swords.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it
You might
added
have a point,
functionality
yeah.
for certain games or something, right?
And Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Right.
So
It was multi-platform.
Yeah.
Before
2005.
2005.
do you want to
Yeah,
try
it's
guess a
before
generation?
2005.
Was it in the same generation as the PS2?
No.
So,
so it's,
no.
Oh, it's even older than that.
Well, when did the PS3 come out and the Xbox 360?
Wasn't that
Was
like
that post? Was that
PS3
post
came out in,
2005?
like, 2001?
Yeah.
2003?
No, PS3. When did the PS3
Oh,
come out?
PS3. Fuck.
2000 something.
Is it
After 2005?
because we need to know
I
if that's post 2005? Or
Oh, for sure, for
2005.
It's 2006.
Okay.
So it's not on the PS3.
So it's much older.
Yeah.
Like a
So
PlayStation
it's-
1 generation.
Yeah,
So it's PlayStation
or
1
older.
generation.
Is the game
Maybe.
does the game have? I wanted to ask, are like RPG elements or something, like trying to narrow down the genre. Should we go?
That's cool.
Should we go something like, does the game have this element, or is the game mainly known for this thing? So if it's like a shooting game, if it's mainly known
Well,
for
we've got
shooting,
to
we know
think-
at least shooting.
Well, we've got to think it's multi-platform and the same generation as the PS1.
Or,
So what
or
other gen-
earlier? Could be SNES time.
Yeah. So what platforms?
Kid
Well, yeah,
Icarus.
it could be actually. What platforms? But let's assume it is PS1. What other platforms
Yeah, so-
were they
yeah.
around?
PS1,
PS1?
Xbox, GameCube. I'm guessing is the
Xbox.
same.
No, Xbox was PS2.
Xbox was PS2.
That's right.
Man, you guys don't
Dreamcast?
know your generations quite well.
Dreamcast?
No,
Dreamcast.
that was GameCube.
Was PS1 the only one within its generation?
No. No way. Wasn't the PS1 and the
Well,
N64
GameCube.
together?
GameCube.
The what?
No, N64 was before.
No, it's
Okay, one
it's
thing
a
with
PS1.
Nintendo,
Was it?
one thing with
Was
Nintendo is their release is always like in the middle of each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's,
So it's like
Like-
N64 is basically with the PS1,
they
but it
did-
was released earlier, and then
I think
GameCube was
64 and
PS2.
PS1.
But I don't think the
better.
I don't think the N64 shared any games with the PS.
Well,
It's not-
GoldenEye did. It didn't
No,
wasn't
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye a multi-platform?
no.
GoldenEye was
Splitters?
N64.
Or Time Crisis, whichever one. Time Splitter.
Resident Evil? No.
No, that was
No, that was
PS.
Vigilante
GameCube, that
8,
was
the
GameCube.
second offense.
Resident
Yeah,
Evil
which
4 was
is-
GameCube.
Actually,
That was
Resident
PS2.
Evil 2 was both on PS1 and N64. Resident Evil 2.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Except on the N64 version, it did not have the full motion video cutscenes. because it couldn't do it.
Oh. So are we thinking it's the PS1 generation? Do you reckon we should use one more question? Because if it's not the PS1 generation,
We can
it's
try
gotta
that.
be. Is
Let's
it
use one
in?
more, yeah.
What-
Is it in the same generation as the PS1?
Yes.
Oh, here we
Okay.
go. Here we go.
So
So it's
it's a
N64.
It could be like StarCraft 64 and StarCraft PC.
Yeah, right. I've never played StarCraft 64.
Does it have to be multi-platform on launch? Because I mean, like they made Mario 64 for the DS.
Fuck.
That's actually pretty good,
Oh
Bo.
shit!
Doesn't
I
really
thought about
count
that.
though. Fuck all these technicalities and shit. I think we should try like narrow down the gameplay mechanics or something.
Okay.
How many questions are we down? 3 or 4?
3 right now. Like
Three
3 more
right now.
questions.
So it's
Oh, okay.
the PS1 generation, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You said
That's what I said, yes.
PS1 gen. Okay.
So what was in? So what consoles were in the PS1 gen? We need to figure that out.
PS1,
It was
Dreamcast,
PS1.
N64.
No, Dreamcast was before, right?
No, Dreamcast was after you guys. It came out during the GameCube, the PS2, and the Xbox. That was
Really?
the last.
Oh.
What about the Mega Drive?
No, that was Super E NES.
So there was only N64 and PS1.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And unless you count like Game Boy Color.
Or
Well, you guys still have
PC.
17
Or
questions.
PC.
So,
Or
I mean,
PC.
Or
I love
PC.
I love our disbanded PC at the start, but it could
I
very
don't
well be.
think back then were there even any games that were on consoles and PC.
Oh, that's a
like,
good
I remember a
point.
big deal when Halo came to PC. Halo 1.
Monkey Island, I believe might have been multi-platform.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it could have.
Dune 2000, I think was on.
Okay, so
Was on.
the 5th generation is Sony PlayStation, Sega Saturn, 3DO, and the Nintendo 64.
3DO,
So basically, the Nintendo 64 and the
PlayStation.
PlayStation
And
1.
maybe the Sega
Yeah.
Saturn.
basically.
Who remembers that console? Honestly,
Sega ta Sanshiro.
That's right.
Let's try
Oh, God.
let's try to break down the mechanics, I guess.
Okay.
Break it down.
Shouldn't.
Do I do it by genre or by mechanics specifically?
It's clearly Jet Set Radio.
It's a console game, right? So does the game
Well, we
think
don't
that-
know. We don't know if it's
We
console
don't
game.
know, but I think we can assume it is.
Because I don't know
think-
if there were any games that were cross-platform with the PC back then.
Right.
Well, not many at least.
And if it's multi-platform, at least one of them is a console.
does the game
Yeah.
have do you want to ask, does the game have RPG elements? Which includes leveling up or putting skill points into skills or abilities. Any
Sure,
sort
we're
of
only four.
Ways in which
Yeah.
you can choose how you grow.
because
kind of thing.
RPG elements
sure.
back then wasn't as prevalent as it is now, though.
True.
Well, me, so, yeah, but we've still got like 16 questions. Go ahead.
Does the game have RPG elements?
Yes.
So
That's
this
four
is the
questions.
toughest one yet.
And then six.
Final Fantasy Tactics. It's.
Yeah, because multi-platform can also
man.
mean handheld, right?
Yeah, of course.
I'm
It's still a
thinking, yeah.
platform.
Do you know if this has been like a re-release? Like it was.
Were
like,
they doing it back then? Well,
No, re-release like in the past 5 years on like
Right.
on one of the newest like. Because Final Fantasy is now on PC, and that was PS1, so it could
okay, was
be.
it can we ask, was it multi-platform on release?
Yes, was it multi-platform on release?
No.
Haha, right,
Uh-huh.
okay.
So I have 5. Yeah, 15 questions.
15
Right.
questions. So it was not multi-platform on release. So it could be a Nintendo exclusive.
Yes.
Or it could be a Final Fantasy type.
Yes.
I'm gonna assume.
Final Fantasy.
There's less Nintendo games on PC now, but I guess they're all on Game Boy practically.
Yeah, that's a toughie. That.
Wii U has the freaking virtual console.
And
Well, we could always say,
is it
was
on the
was
PlayStation?
it on PS1 or was it on? Because then we know.
could.
Yeah.
Because if
Let's
it was on one of
ask.
them, was it on PS1?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
It was on
Okay.
PS1, right? Okay.
So
So it's not a Nintendo
So it's
game.
probably an exclusive on the PS1 when it released.
So it was a PS1 game that was either released on the PS2 or released on the PC later.
Or it could be like re-release on the PS3 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it has
I
RPG
mean-
elements.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wanna try to get country of origin, like Japanese or the US? Is it
That wouldn't help me very much.
if it's Japanese? Then it's probably a JRPG. PS1 had a ton of JRPGs.
And
It
if
was
not,
flooded
it's
with
probably it's probably Resident Evil. If it's not,
But it doesn't have
And it's
doesn't
the
have
main game.
RPG elements, right?
It does.
It does?
It does
Yeah,
a little
it
bit, I'd
does.
say. Resident Evil. Not like
Yeah.
traditional.
Oh, Resident Evil.
but-
Sorry, Resident Evil. Yeah, I don't know.
it does have Well,
I wouldn't
Which
say
one?
yes. I'd say no.
Like,
but
Can you upgrade
'Cause
anything?
you-
I haven't played the
I
first
haven't
one,
really
so I don't
played
know.
any other than 4.
Mhm.
You level up your weapons, don't you?
Well, the
Yeah,
only
that's
one
what
it
I'm
would
thinking.
be, the only one it would be is Resident Evil 1. It was the only Resident Evil that was on PS1.
Right.
So,
Ooh. Do you want to try? Is it a Japanese or a US
oh,
developer?
and Res Evil 2, sorry. Res Evil 2 was on PS1.
Do you want to try if it's a or publisher? Maybe
Sure.
publisher is safer because then we
Or
know.
was it Square?
Go for it.
Do you want to try Japanese
We have 15
publisher?
questions.
Was it who published Final Fantasy back in the day?
Square.
Was it Square?
Right?
Was it produced by Square?
It was produced by Square.
No, asking Jordan.
No.
Was this
Oh.
game produced by Square Enix?
Was it produced by Square? No, Square. It wasn't Square
Square
Enix
is
by
different.
then.
Oh, I
Square.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
It
Enix,
was
Enix was
Square.
the Dragon Quest guys, and then they merged.
Yeah.
They
Was
combined
it was
got
it produced was it produced by
Transform.
Square?
Jordan, that's a question for you.
I know.
He's
Technically
hesitating.
speaking, no.
Technically speaking,
Technically speaking,
Because you can buy that game today. Okay, like, for example, like, you can still buy the old PlayStation 1 games that are Final Fantasy, but they don't say Square Enix on them. They say, Squaresoft says Square Enix.
Okay,
So,
all right.
all I can say to you is that Square Enix owns the rights. That's it. That's all I'm telling you.
so it's a
Okay.
Final Fantasy game, right?
It's
I
probably-
can't think of one that. Yeah.
Or it could be.
So it's got 14 questions and there's 14 Final Fantasies.
But
Shit,
we
they're
do
Final
know it's a PS1.
yeah.
Do you want to shoot? Because PS1 had FF7, FF8, FF9, and one of the tactics game. So we know it's a Square game, sort of, and we know it has RPG elements, and it was on the PS1. Shoot!
I think we should just start guessing them all.
Is it Final Fantasy? Is it?
I'm gonna go.
Do you want to go 7?
Let's go with tactics, actually.
Is it Final Fantasy Tactics on the PS1?
No.
Okay, how many questions are we down?
13?
13.
13
13
left.
PS1 Square
not.
RPG. Is this something like Legend of Dragoon? Wait, I can't remember who
That would be
did
cool.
Legend of Dragoon. I need to look that up.
Sony made that game.
You
Sony,
cheater.
yeah. I'm not looking
That's
up
why
PS1 RPGs.
You better not be.
I mean,
You
I'm
better
not
not
looking
be
up-
cheating.
Oh, it's Sony. Yeah,
That's
it
been
is Sony.
sticking with me. That's been sticking with me. Square Enix have the rights now.
Square Enix has the rights now.
So
Oh.
what? That's what John said. Square
Then it could be
Enix
Dragon
own the
Warrior
rights
then.
to this game now.
Could be Dragon Warrior. Because they did merge after the PS1 era, right? Or something like that. Which then
Yeah.
they own the Dragon Quest IP now because of that. Square did not own Dragon Quest because it was owned by Enix. And then when they
that's-
merged-
Okay. Yeah.
Is it?
So I'm thinking, yeah.
I played Dragon Warrior 7 on the PS1. I'm not sure how many are there that came out on the PS1.
I haven't played any of them.
Could it be Tomb Raider for fuck's sakes?
Was that Square? I didn't know.
They
that.
own- they own it now.
actually.
They didn't own it back then. It was Eidos or
No,
whatever.
no. Wait.
They own
None
it
of the
now.
Tomb Raider games. No. They own the new Tomb Raider titles. This was the game that was on PS1 and is also on what we're assuming is the PC. No Tomb Raider games have been re-released on the PC, to my knowledge.
No. There is.
Such as?
Did they never
The
release
newest one.
Wasn't
like
all the
an
old stuff?
anniversary packs?
Yeah, wasn't
I
all the
think they
old stuff
released all
released?
But are they
Yeah.
owned by Square Enix?
Looking it up on
Probably
Steam right
now.
now.
I would say so, since they.
No. Tomb Raider was Crystal Dynamics.
It is owned by Square Enix now.
That's-
Tomb Raider
that's
1
owned
is
by
on
Square.
Steam.
Is that owned by Square now?
$1.74.
Right?
Crystal Dynamics is owned by Square.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think all the rights to like Deus Ex and like Tomb Raider is part of Eidos Interactive now, which is owned by Square, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
Eidos
it
went
is.
under, didn't they?
It is.
Eidos
So
went
Tomb Raider
under.
1 is on Steam. Publisher is Square Enix. Developer is Core Design, whatever that is. So Tomb Raider 1 was re-released on the PlayStation, on the PC. Could be Tomb Raider.
Could be a lot of things.
But he said RPG elements though. Tomb Raider doesn't really have RPG elements, right?
It
I
didn't.
don't
The
remember.
old ones didn't
not.
have RPG elements.
No
Stop
upgrades of
drifting
what?
questions.
13 questions less. Is it part... Do you want to ask, is it part of a franchise?
Well,
Of-
what wouldn't it be? What would if he's
Yeah. What other what non-franchise options are we considering?
yeah. I don't know of any games owned by Square who
Like, if the
love their
answer is
franchises.
Yes, that's not a franchise, then I give up.
Yeah, like Square who love their franchises, and it's been re-released. It has to be part of a franchise. There's no point releasing a
Why do I
game that
feel
isn't
it's
part of a
Chrono
franchise.
Cross? Not sure if he played that one before.
It's Chrono
Do you want to
Trigger.
just straight up
Yeah.
ask, is it a JRPG? Because Square has a ton of JRPGs under their belt. Even though they're not re-releasing any of them.
Sure, is it a JRPG?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. That helps.
That's-
Fuck Tomb Raider
There,
and her
12.
spiky
12
boobs.
It's Foot Tomb Raider.
Spiky boots.
That's gone.
Spike boots.
But there's something we haven't asked. How many questions do we have left?
12.
12.
Is it a Final Fantasy game?
No.
They,
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
That probably helped you guys a lot right there.
yeah, I don't know why we didn't think of
Who should've
asking
said
that way
this?
before. Like, that
So it's a
takes
JRPG
huge-
that is not Final Fantasy on the PlayStation 1,
Exactly.
which is like
Yes.
the golden era of JRPGs back then.
which is
Oh,
owned
yeah,
by
it's
Square Enix
flooded.
now.
Yeah.
Well, you can own an IP, but just not release any new games for it. You can re-release the old ones. Chrono Cross was
Well, it's like
re-released.
Disney. It's
Exactly.
like Disney owns Monkey Island now, but it never actually released it.
Can I guess a game?
Sure?
Sure.
Is it Chrono Cross?
No.
Fuck.
Down to 11.
What JRPG? Because I'm way out of my comfort zone here. I have no idea when it comes to JRPGs. I know Final Fantasy and that's it.
I played a fuck ton on.
Valiant Hearts or something.
Is
The Valiant Hearts is
is
that PC
Legend-
game.
No, I'm thinking of
is Legend of Legaia?
What about Fire Emblem? Was Fire
Valkyria
Emblem?
Chronicles is what I'm thinking of, but that's not right.
Fire
Yeah,
Emblem
it
was it on the
Nintendo.
PS1?
No, it's
Oh no,
Nintendo.
I'm asking.
No,
Oh, okay.
It's not.
That's the extent of my knowledge on JRPGs. Final Fantasy and Fire Emblem. That's
I was
it.
thinking Legend of Legaia, which is also a Sony thing.
Never heard of that game. I don't understand.
The Sword of Mana. Or
I don't-
Disgaea.
This guy was on the PS1, PS2.
Oh
PS2.
god, what was on the PS1? Come on.
Such a golden
Armored
era.
Core.
Is
one.
it part of the Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior franchise?
No. You're at 10.
What? What JRPG is this by Square?
No, not by Square. It's owned by Square,
Owned
which
by
means
Square.
by the way he
It's
said
made
it.
by them.
Yeah, by the way he said it, it makes it sound like Square Enix did not make it. Square did not make it
Yeah, right.
at the time.
I agree that it sounded that way.
What did it sound like?
It just sounded like because
That
it
they acquired it.
like they acquired it rather than they Because when I asked, did Square make it? If Square Enix made the game, he would have had to have said yes to that because Square Enix and Square are one in the same. Because if Square made it, then Square Enix made it. It's as simple as that.
Okay. If it gives you any recollection, the company that did make the game still exists today.
Oh.
So they didn't go out of business.
What companies have... Also, they've only bought the IP. They haven't acquired the company.
No.
Oh, they bought
just-
the IP?
Yeah, because if the company's still around, but the IP is owned by Square Enix, they must have bought the IP.
Well,
else the only other way to get it is by acquiring a company and all of its subsidiaries. But they didn't do that because the company's still around.
I mean, the company can still be around even if it's acquired by Square.
No, if you acquire the company, it's not around. It's dissolved.
Yeah, I would say it would be dissolved in Square Enix.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
It'd be dissolved into Square Enix. It wouldn't be its own entity anymore.
It's still around JRPGs? Shit.
I'm so out of my depth here. It's unreal. Couldn't it have been like a point-and-click adventure? I'd have been in with that. Honestly. This is by far the longest segment of the podcast yet.
Definitely the hardest one. It's gotta be
So
a
I got
fucking
11
PS1.
questions.
I just can't think of any JRPG titles on the PS1, to be honest with you.
Do you want to try,
try.
if
Yeah.
there are any new games part of the franchise released recently? Kind of question.
Well, what constitutes recently?
We have
Should
to
we
give
ask if it was-
give a number.
Yeah,
like 5
exactly.
years or something.
Oh.
I mean, would that help us? Do you know of any? I mean, would that help?
Maybe.
I mean, because I'm out of this. I don't know.
Were there any new games part of the franchise that came out in the past 5 years? A new game.
No.
So this game is obviously a remaster. It has to be, because if it's a multi-platform that was on the PS1 but not on the Nintendo, and it's not going to be on Sega because fuck those guys, then it has to be on PC, which means it's a re-release, it's a remaster. If it's not, I will eat my own hair. It makes no logical sense otherwise.
Jeez. I can't think of a JRPG that came out in the PS1 that was bought by Square Enix after that.
Parappa the Rapper, mate, it's gotta be.
Does it have RPG elements?
I don't think so.
Wouldn't
Does
that
it
be a
have?
treat? No.
No.
It's a rhythm game.
Yeah, it's all rhythm game. Very short rhythm game.
It's like the first incarnation of Guitar Hero.
Should we use Google?
We can't. I mean,
But
I'm
too stuck.
I
Though.
totally don't know. I have no idea about JRPGs. I have no clue.
So
I'm just trying to think of.
just to be clear,
IPs.
it's back when it was during the PS1. Square had nothing to do with it.
No. Nothing.
Oh,
So
That
it's an
counts as a
IP that has been bought by Square Enix before. Well, could be at any time actually, but there's been no new game in this franchise in the last 5 years, which means post 2010
is Breath
there
of
was
Fire
no new
thing?
games, which raises the question: why do they own this IP? Because they've done fuck all with it.
I was
Unless-
thinking Brave Fencer Musashi,
Unless
but
has
Mega Man.
there been a remaster of one of these games released in the past 5 years?
As in, like, in the series?
Yes. Has a game in the series been remastered and released in the last 5 years?
remastered or
Yes.
re-released. Oh,
Or re-released? Well, yes.
yes,
Yes.
huh? But it's not a Final
Yeah.
Fantasy game though.
No.
No.
That would have been too easy.
It would. I thought that was a bit predictable when I thought it was Final Fantasy, to be honest with you. There's been a It's owned by Square. Can we at least? Oh no, that would be too much. No, we can't do that. That's cheating. I just don't know what Square owns.
I'm looking at it on Steam right now. They own Life is Strange.
They own Life is
Strange.
Strange.
Bunch of weird stuff.
They did Life is Strange.
Oh,
Thief.
good game.
A lot
Not
of
a
Tomb Raider
JRPG.
stuff. Deus
Not-
Ex.
Not a JRPG.
Dungeon Siege. I'm not seeing any JRPGs yet that aren't Final Fantasy.
Nope.
Hey, they did Omicron: The Nomad Soul, the best David Bowie game of all time.
Wait.
What?
Can anyone think of any PS1
it's all
games,
DLC.
PS1 JRPGs that were re-released onto the PS4?
Say that again? That would be Final Fantasy 7, right? PS.
Because we only established it's not PS3 generation, and it's not the PS2 generation. But I doubt very much it's the PS4 generation. There's
So 10 questions.
There's no games on it. There's like 12 games on the
nothing.
entire system.
Pretty much, sad to say.
Waste of money.
Oh, no,
Essentially.
man. This generation's so fucked.
It's so bad. Oh, right. Think.
This shit is fucking hot.
Yeah, it is. And you guys have 10 questions.
We don't even know what to ask.
Yeah, it's hard to use the questions when you don't know what to ask. Because we've narrowed it down a lot. So this comes down to us knowing the game that you play, that you're on about. I mean, I can guarantee I probably haven't heard of it.
Was Star Ocean originally a Square thing?
It's not been on PC, so it
No,
doesn't matter.
yeah.
It doesn't have to have been.
Well, they have MMOs
No, it
on
does
the PC.
because none of them have been released on the PS4.
Wait, did we ask that any version of the game is on PC?
We did not.
We didn't,
but I'm willing to bet it's not.
All right, is this
You
game
asked,
on the
you asked.
this game on the PC?
Any version of
One
it?
of them is in the series, yes. One.
No, is this game
Yes.
specifically that
No.
you're thinking of
No,
on the PC?
it's
Right,
not on
okay.
PC.
But he did say
Right, there we go.
one game of the series
One
is...
of the yeah. Well, I assumed one of them would have been if it's a franchise that's owned by Square now. Yeah. Safe to say
Yeah,
one of
they
them
gotta
would have
make
cropped
money
up on the
somehow.
PC at some point.
Is it Star Ocean?
But this one, no, Star Ocean.
Star Ocean was an Enix one, though.
No, but it's been re-released. There's been no Star Ocean re-released on the PS, has there? PS4?
Oh, yeah,
Was
he did
the
say
first
re-release.
Deus Ex a JRPG?
I
I can hope.
I feel bad for you guys so bad.
Oh, man, a fucking Canadian got us. Shit.
Right, it has to be.
What you
On
guys
the
are gonna
P-
eventually have to time out, or you're gonna have to ask questions because this is gonna take forever.
Oh, it's The Last Remnant. It's the only game I'm seeing here on
God.
Steam. It's a JRPG.
No.
It's got mixed reviews. Okay.
Can we
No.
use
That counts
can we
as a
use like
question, I
two
guess.
questions to get hints?
And plus that was on the PC, and that was on the PC,
You're,
dude.
you're,
So.
at, you're at 9 questions now.
Can we use two
Right.
questions to get hints? Because we have no idea what the
Go
fuck.
ahead, it's your question.
No, this ain't no motherfucking 50-50
20 questions.
who wants to be a millionaire bullshit. This is 20 questions, bitch.
Wants to be a millionaire.
JRPG
This ain't phone a friend.
on a PS1. Not touched by Square.
The
now owned by
Legacy.
Square.
No, it's not a JRPG.
It has to have been re-released on the PS4. It has to have been.
We can ask
It
that.
wasn't
Just
in-
fucking ask that. We
it
have 9
was-
questions left.
Was this the game that was the re-release game that I referred to earlier? Was that released on the PS4 or Xbox One? No, in the generation of the PS4 and Xbox One.
No.
What? Make no sense.
It could be PS3.
What? There's been a game re-released.
8 questions. Yep.
There's
it's
been a game
re-released.
re-released
Yes.
in the past 5 years, and it's not on the same generation as the PS4, PS3,
No,
or PS2.
you asked if any of the games have been re-released in the past 5 years. You didn't say the specific one.
So was the game re-released in the PS3 generation?
No.
What?
No, we've already established.
Wait. Sorry. Yes. Yes,
Oh.
it has.
Because it was like re-released, but not on the PS4, not on the PS3. Like,
It
where
has.
was it re-released in China?
So now you have 7. You have 7.
What
It has been
a
released
game?
on
In
PS3.
what this?
Just asked?
It was re-released on the during the PS3 generation.
Yes.
Okay.
But wasn't that like the first question we asked? Is it on the PS3 generation?
You asked if it was originally on the PS3.
Originally, not re-released.
Yeah, I probably.
So it was
Yeah.
re-released on the PS3, probably
Yes.
on the PlayStation Network or something.
in the last 5 years.
Don't you dare search that shit up, Shar. I'll kill you. You have 7
In the
questions.
last 5 years.
I'm looking for I'm thinking of JRPGs in my head, and I'm just trying to see whether it's Square. Fuck.
So it was re-released in the last 5 years.
Oh man.
Oh, I
brutal.
fucking hate you right now. We have
Released
7
in the
questions
last
and we have no
5
idea what to
years.
ask. You want to give up?
Hey, right. Don't be a quitter, Shar. Come on, you can do this. Because 7 questions. Would it be
we
helpful
can
to
get
know
the
if it was a
developer- if we can get the developer, but
Yeah, but there's so many. There's so many. Like, that it'd be unreal. Oh god, a JRPG. Oh, I wish it was not that. I wish it was anything but a JRPG. Come on, you guys have played fucking.
I played a fuck ton on the PS1. That I
There's
know.
so many.
There's just so many.
Wait, is that a
Mine are on the Game
JRPG?
Boy.
What?
Right, I have one game in mind. I don't know if it's a JRPG though. And
You can
Yeah,
ask
7
me. You don't have to
questions.
ask him.
but was it on PS3 or PS2?
What's the name? What's the name? Tell me.
Just to ask it.
No, it was PS2. I was thinking Beyond Good and Evil,
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't know if
I
that's
don't
a
think Square owns them
JRPG.
right
it's still
now.
by Ubisoft though.
Yeah.
I think it's an RPG.
Is it still by
Is it an
Ubisoft?
RPG? I never played it.
I don't think it's a JRPG.
It's not a
It's
Yeah,
an
RPG.
RPG. It's an RPG. I didn't know whether it was by a Japanese. Does a JRPG mean just an RPG from a Japanese company, or?
I interpret it to mean like where you go to a combat screen at least of some sort.
It does have
I don't know if it has to, but that's how I define it.
it does have
I think it's
certain
usually
mechanics.
Japanese-style
Yeah.
influence.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Just why? Why is this a thing? Why?
And you guys asked if
Is-
it was multi-platform at the time.
We
and
sh-
it was.
Oh, at the time of launch, it still was.
Yeah, it was a multi-platform. So don't forget about that.
And it was on PS1.
Yeah, you already asked,
One.
and I said yes, it was on the PS1.
It was multi-platform on launch.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what he's...
Wait, what?
Not on launch. It wasn't multi-platform on launch.
Oh,
it was still
right.
multi-platform in its generation.
Should we ask does it have robots and shit?
Wait, so you're saying? Wait. So you're saying within the PS1 generation, on launch it wasn't multi-platform, but it was released onto another console in that generation after launch.
I'm not saying when, but yeah, it was launched on,
No.
on another console.
Well, it had to. Well, it would have to have been out after launch because you said on launch it wasn't. So it was released on one of the consoles in the same generation as that later on. That
can't
strikes
answer
me
that.
as a.
Tactics
You
Ogre?
have to ask that as a question.
Well, I know.
I
it's
told
just
you it was on
established.
PlayStation, but I didn't tell you when it came out. And I'm not going to tell you when it came out because then I'd just give you more answers.
Should we ask the elements in the game like robots, or is it fantasy and magic?
It could have been Tactics Ogre.
it's
That's a
been-
tactics game, though.
Yeah.
And it's been
I mean,
re-released.
Final Fantasy Tactics is still considered JRPG.
Ogre
I'd
Battle.
say it. It'd be
Ogre Battle, front mission. Do you want to ask, does it have robots?
That wouldn't help me. Yes or no, that wouldn't narrow it down for me. If it's Chrono Trigger, it has a robot. No, it has robot NPCs, I guess.
It's not a PS1 though. It was released on what,
Oh.
SNES or something? I think it was a SNES.
Chrono Trigger is
Probably.
SNES. Yeah.
That's JRPG, isn't it?
Please don't tell me you think Metal Gear Solid is a JRPG.
That's the
No,
best
no,
JRPG
I was
ever.
thinking of a different game.
No.
I was thinking
God,
of a different
no.
game.
But it's an RPG and it's Japanese.
So he did say it was
How many questions
re-released on
have
the
got
PC, right?
That's,
No,
the
no,
series
it was part of the series. was.
series.
Part of the series.
Not the specific game that I have.
How many questions we have left? 7, I think.
7, yeah.
Ask whatever you want, dude. Just
Do you reckon it's was this specific game ever re-released?
did you ask that already?
You already asked that already.
Have
You
I?
already asked that.
PS3,
Oh,
So on a different
PS3,
platform, yeah.
yeah.
PS3 generation.
oh, this specific game
Yes.
was released
Yes,
on
this
the
game was
re-released on the
specifically put
PS3
on the PS3.
Yes.
from the PS1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, like this is taking too long. I'm out.
Yeah, just either give up or ask questions.
Let's
Can I use Google?
just get
No.
out, Nathan.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not gonna guess anymore. I'm gonna start using Google, and I'm pretty sure I'm still not gonna know it by the time you tell us
Right.
what it is.
Come on, Nathan. Just
Why are you guys such quitters, man?
I don't want this to go so long. People get bored.
Mate, right?
I'm getting
Right.
bored, and I need to eat. What?
Wait,
What?
who owned Kingdom Hearts?
That was on the PS2.
No.
The first game was on the
PS2.
PS2,
PS2. Fuck.
and it's directly by Square from day one.
Yeah, exactly.
Square and
Jesus
Disney.
Christ, this is how little I know. I don't know.
All right, you
I
guys gonna
don't
give up
understand.
I'm gonna give up. Foe, I think he's gonna give up because he's using Google already. Please don't
Yeah.
tell me it's like Legacy of
Absolutely.
Kain or some shit.
or what? Fuck that game.
No.
Okay, so
Fuck that game.
I'm gonna give you all the information
Right.
and then tell you the title. So the game was published originally by Ubisoft.
By Ubisoft.
Is it Grandia
Came
2?
out. No,
Oh,
came out December 18th, 1997 on the
alright.
Sega Saturn. Then
Who the fuck remembers any game on the Sega
and
Saturn?
ported on the PlayStation on 1999, the same generation, multi-platform. Then it was ported or placed in the PS3.
PlayStation
I don't
Network
know
store?
what you call it? Yeah,
The
network
PSN store?
And eventually, Square Enix bought the game. I'm trying to see where and when they bought it. I just
Ubisoft.
had it.
The Ubisoft JRPG.
They published it.
Huh.
US
Oh, they
about
did not. They
publishers.
didn't make it. They
The,
didn't make
the
it.
developers is Game Arts.
Am I supposed
You know
to know
what's
who
really
that is?
sad? Shar was kind of close
With what? Which one?
with the game.
Which
It's
guess?
it's Grandia 1. You were so close. I thought you were gonna get it too. As soon as you said Grandia 2, I said nope. And Square owns those games now. It used to be published by Ubisoft. And
I've
it's
never
made by
heard
Game
of that
Arts.
game in my life. I don't know what that game is. Honestly,
Oh,
never heard
Grandia
of it.
1 is like one of the best RPGs. I think it's better than Final Fantasy 7, to be honest.
Grandia 1 is owned by Square?
Yes.
What? But Grandia 2
Yeah.
Looks solid.
But Grandia 2 on Steam is still shows that it's owned by Ubisoft.
No,
when
they
you buy,
might
when
show
you buy
as the
Grandia
publisher.
1, when
Oh,
you
it's
buy
Gung-Ho.
Grandia 1,
It's
it
Gung-Ho.
has Square Enix logo on it.
But Grandia 2, no.
I'm not sure about Grandia 2. All I know is Grandia 1, it says here, Square Enix.
What?
Yes.
God damn it.
Yeah, I thought you were going to get it too, because as soon as it said PlayStation Network, I'm like, oh, I'm fucked.
Where did you get this Grandia bought by Square information?
Here. Let me see if I can pull it up.
What? How do you spell Grandia?
Grandia.
Oh, it's not owned by Square anymore, right? It was
Right
bought.
here.
It was bought for a while or something.
Yeah.
Never
Okay.
heard that.
So Square Enix, because you asked if Square owned it, and I said yes at one point. Square Enix. Okay, here's all the publishers that owned it. Obviously, Sony Computer Entertainment when it was ported, Ubisoft, Hudson Soft, and this is not just Grandia 1. This is the whole series. Enix, then Square Enix because when they combined, and now some company named Gung Ho Online Entertainment. I don't know what the fuck that is. But yeah, Grandia 1 was in that generation of PlayStation 1, originally placed on the Sega Saturn, then ported on PlayStation 1, and then re-released on PlayStation 3 network.
God damn.
And
it
when he
was
said
so
remasters,
hard.
I was referring to Grandia 2 on Steam, which is a remaster.
Of a version
not a
of
port.
a game in the franchise.
Yeah.
So Grandia 1 was re-released on PS3.
Yeah.
Oh.
I actually have it on. You can get it on your PSP too. But yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, like that was the fucking hardest 20
I have
questions
I've
video game edition ever.
It'd help if I had any fucking idea what that game was. I've never heard of it in my life.
Like that generation was so.
It was filled with
That was
JRPGs.
like the biggest. Oh, so many. So I knew
many.
you guys were going to get it very easily.
So many.
God.
Did you play Ark the Lad? Did you play that one?
I played I think I played a PS2 one. If there was one for the PS2.
I think I played the PS2 one. I think I played the third
Yeah.
game. Ark the Lad was bloody good. Legend of Dragoon was so good.
Legend. Everyone's always asked to make Sony to make another one. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know why they don't.
Legend,
so cool,
Legend
like
of
Turbo Dragon.
Gaia 2, I think. That was cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
There are
that
a lot
was
of good JRPGs.
that was 20 questions video game edition, and now everybody hates Jordan.
It's almost as cryptic as one of Foe's indie games. Like I'm very surprised.
I picked Bioshock.
I
for
know.
my week,
right?
okay?
I really thought Shar would have gotten it.
I
though.
gave Psychonauts.
I chose what? Shadow of the Colossus. Oh, okay. We'll see next week, you fuckers.